Any man who can control his sexual urges is not a man, but a god. Yeah, I don't know. I'm super excited to talk about this. And this has a lot to do with self control, self mastery. Like, this is kind of one of the heights of freedom as a man once you can attain this level of self control. Because it's hard for a man to to have that level of self control. Like, you see a woman presenting the Gucci, displaying all the curves and everything to you, and at the same time, you have the capacity to say no. You have the capacity to walk away. Many men will never see such an appetizing banquet and reject it. Many men will clamp to it. And that's where women tend to have more control in a relationship. Once they can control the coochie, they decide when they give it to you. When they decide when they give you the box, anytime they feel like they want to. And you realize the man now becomes a slave to the box. There are two ways to go about you ascending to the point where you become a god, because you can control your sexual urges. One is the fact that you have to just avoid every form of sexual interaction with women, whether it's flirting, anything, you're touching her, anything that would arouse you as a man. You avoid every form of sexual contact. That generally means you have to actually be a virgin in that sense. Then number two is the fact that, which is very this is the most difficult. It's just like you are dining with the devil. You are dining with the devil, and you know the consequences of dining with the devil. It is you are just that close to the chopping block. You are close to that guillotine. You are just close to that point where your head will be chopped off. You know it's risky, but you are taking that risk because there's a thrill involved as well. Because if you successfully take that risk and you come on the other side where there's a reward for whatever that happened, you would fancy the temptation. You enjoy the risk, and you want to do risk more. It's just like those who are addicted to gambling. They get addicted to you play the first bet and turns out well, the second one turns out well, the third one then they chop your head, then you try to recover the loss and everything. Before you know it, you go deep into gambling. So the second point is the fact that you would definitely have to get to the point where you slay enough boxes. You have enough boxes. You slayed enough boxes. Enough. Then from enough, you transmute to the place of abundance, to the mindset of abundance. Now, one of the problems is most men, when they get to that enough, they don't even know the enough zone where they would feel like, okay, I've had enough boxes, so let me transmute now to an abundance mindset. So that's where most men they get lost, because they keep slaying boxes and they think that it's all about the numbers of plates you can spin, and not realizing that it's about quality over quantity. You need quality experiences to understand female nature. The quantity is just fun and pleasure. That is chopping away your energy, taking your part of your soul. It is not meaningful. It is just you going being degenerate. It leads you on the path of degeneracy because you are just doing it and doing it, and you're not even, there's nothing tangible that nothing tangible you are learning from the experience. That's where most guys lose it, because they think it's just number of plates. But when you get to that point where it's enough and you transmute into an abundance mindset, that's when you make the choices. You don't chase anymore. You don't chase. It becomes harder to chase. Why would you chase? Instead, you attract or you seduce. You don't chase. And it's not every box that is meant to be slain. But that doesn't mean that once in a while or once in the blue moon you might just see just a random coochie and slain. That's not what I'm trying to say. But most of the time, the bulk of the women you interact with will be all about quality over quantity. So transmitting from having enough boxes that you have slain, to the point you transmute to abundance mindset, would make you a god. I currently, now that's what I'm experiencing, because you would realize that for you to get to an enough point and an enough level, which from my experience is the fact that something terrible has to happen to you. Because if you've had experiences with women, at some point something terrible has to happen to you, and you draw a lot of knowledge, understanding from those past experiences that have happened, and you reflect back and ask yourself certain questions. Because for me personally, going through the fact that I lost my partner to the streets, and I am just alone, refining myself, becoming better, defining my purpose. You see, these are the things. Understanding what actually happened, my mistakes, moving on, trying my best to evolve and be a better human being. All these things come together and makes me to realize I'm actually a celebrity. Even though I don't see myself like a celebrity, even though I might not see myself like a celebrity, the world, the people around me might not see me as a celebrity, or they might see me as a celebrity, but me, I might not see myself as a celebrity. But I'm actually a celebrity. This is me now in my head. I'm not supposed to be chasing after boxes. I have had enough experience, and to be honest with you, I've had enough experiences with women, enough different types of women. And aside just the fact that I might have a roster of sexual escapades or things I still want to do I have not done, that one aside, but just the fact that you have slain enough boxes, you've met different types of women that lie a lot, women that drink alcohol a lot, women that are kind, women that are good, women that just whatever you can think of. You've been with people that it was a one night stand. You've had some intimate affair with flings. Like you've done a couple things, handful of things. Probably you've had threesome, or you've done a lot of things, with women. And when those things you have done will be the things that will now push you to the level where you start realizing, I've had enough. I've had enough, actually. I've had enough. I've had enough. And this has nothing to do with age for you to get to that point where you've had enough. And when you get to that point you've had enough, then you now transmute from having enough to the mindset of abundance. Then when you get to that mindset of abundance, you now realize, I can control my urges. I don't have to be with this person, be with that person. Then you start putting women on you start putting women on a friend zone. Women and I, it's not easier for you to box women in a friend zone. You choose who you mess with and who you don't mess with. When you get to that point of abundance where you put women on a friend zone, like consistently, and they make advances, you just turn the advances into, I'm friend zoning you. A woman you like, a woman you don't like, you friend zone them. Actually, when you start doing that, you become a god in the midst of men. So there are two things: either you you are just a virgin, you just avoid every form of sexual intimacy with a woman, you control because once you are that, you will learn how to control your sexual urge. You learn it. Two is what I just explained about you transmitting from an enough level to the level of abundance. And that abundance is everything. It's everything. You start seeing yourself as a celebrity. You're not meant to mess with any type of person. And this is not because yes, you might have that feeling, that urge to, yes, you want to be with someone, but it's controlled. It's controlled. It's not the point where lust takes over you. Because at that point, you should have mastered how to control your lust. For you to get to that point of abundance, you must have mastered how to control your lust effectively. You will still have urges once in a while, or depending on what you are doing, you will get urges. But you have the ability to say no. You have the ability to put women in a friend zone. Women you like, women you don't like. And you do it effortlessly. Then the women you like, you show interest. You know how to, you seduce, you attract, all these things. And even if these things don't work out, these three things I just mentioned, doesn't work out, you won't kill yourself because it didn't work out. You move on. If a girl you like doesn't fall for any of these things, you move on. When you have that attitude, you move on. And there are many girls, you become a god. Women will even be scared, like because what they have that they know they used to control men, they can't control. They can't control you with that. You've transcended, you've gone into another different realm. So when they interact with you, you don't even, it's a mindset thing. When they interact with you, they feel the energy. They know these guys. More. Hey, wala day. You step into all these things. You step into some of these realities that will make you a god. You step into them. It's experience. You have to have because for the second point, you have to as well always make sure you interact with women. So you sharpen your sensitivity. You sharpen yourself. You sharpen yourself. So you don't become thirsty. Your neediness for women actually boils down to the fact that you don't talk with women, you don't speak with women regularly. When you are very needy, it boils down for the fact that you don't have conversations with women. So you must keep the juice flowing. Just that's for the second point. So you don't come off as needy, too overly interested. You're just cool, calm, collected. And women would, that energy, women would be like, whoa, this guy's different. And the girl who is actually yours will definitely find you. Will definitely find you. It's just a matter of time, patience. Because a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening. A lot of things are going down. Women are, when you start understanding female nature, you start realizing women are having a lot of women are smashed a lot. They're taking a lot of beef injections like regularly. Let me use the word. What's his name? Ah, God, what is this man's name? But women are taking a lot of beef injections. Mr. Romwells, Uncle Romwells, yes, beef injections. So you have to. It's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. You must ascend to that point where you become a god because you can control your sexual urges. So guys, I hope you guys learned a couple of things, one or two things. Because that's the way I see it, and that's the way I move, and that's the way I'm moving currently now. That's the way I'm moving. Regardless of whatever, that's the way I'm moving. So I hope you guys picked a couple of things, learned one or two things that you can add to your arsenal, your dating arsenal, your relationship arsenal. And we'll see in the next video. Have a great day and stay blessed. Bye guys.